Hello everyone. In this part of the video series that reviews the Family Oral History Project's instructions, we'll be looking at part 1, the interview. So oral history preserves a lived experience, presenting history from an eyewitness account of a historical event. Because it endeavors to preserve this eyewitness account, oral history involves the interviewing of a subject and recording the subject's responses. Your task for part 1 of the project will be to interview a family member, an elder, or someone who is older than you, record the interview, and transcribe 100 to 200 words of the interview. Transcription endeavors to preserve the interviewee's language. Interviewing an older family member is an integral part of the project. The interview will create a portrait of your family, preserving the past for you in the present and for the generations to come, and lead you to develop a research question for further inquiry. Expectations of Part 1. A recorded digital copy of the interview, which you will keep for your own records, and a transcription, word-for-word copy of the first 100 to 200 words, which is 1 page, of the interview, which you will submit to me by the end of the day on November 8th. To complete part 1 of the project, you will work in steps, and these steps will be for weeks 8 through 10. The first step is to first learn about the purpose of oral history by viewing the Oral History Center's video, What is Oral History?, and reading the section, What is Oral History?, from the Smithsonian Institution's archives, How to Do Oral History. Then you'll complete journal entry number 8 by the end of the day on October 18th. You'll learn about conducting interviews by reading Conducting Oral Histories with Family Members from the National Museum of African American History and Culture. You'll participate in discussion forum number 8. Your main post is due by the end of the day on October 19th, and your reply is due by the end of the day on October 20th. Next, you'll learn about how to conduct interviews by reading In Conversation, pages 141 to 142. Also view the Smithsonian Institution archives, Oral History at Home, 5 Easy Steps, and read the sections Martha Ross, the 6 R's of Oral History Interviewing, and Preparing for Oral History Interviews from the Smithsonian Institution archives, How to Do Oral History. Next, complete journal entry number 9 by the end of the day on October 25th. Then learn how to develop interview questions by reading the sections, How to Ask Questions in Oral History Interviews, and Suggested Topics Questions for Oral History Interviews from the Smithsonian Institution archives, How to Do Oral History. Also review the Smithsonian Center for Folklife and Cultural Heritage's list of possible questions to ask during your interview. Then participate in discussion forum number 9. Your main post is due by the end of the day on October 27th, and your reply is due by the end of the day on October 28th. Next, conduct your interview during week 10, the week of October 30th to November 3rd. I strongly recommend that you spend a minimum of 2 to 3 hours with your interviewee for the total interview hours. But it would be best to break these hours up into about 3 sessions lasting approximately 40 minutes per session, giving you and your interviewee time to rest. Then finally, you'll submit your transcription by the end of the day on November 8th. In addition to the resources included in steps 1 through 9, you can use these helpful resources as well. There is a document from Baylor University's Oral History Center called What is an Oral History? And also Why Do an Oral History? Also suggestions for recording the oral history interview, which looks at the different apps that are on your phone already that you can use to record your interview. Also after the oral history interview. Also, you can take a look at an example of a transcribed interview from the digital collection of oral histories from the University of Southern Mississippi. I include a template for the transcription of the recorded interview on these instructions. So please review the template, and this is the template that you should follow for your own transcript that's due on November 8th. Well, that's it for part 1 of the project. In the next video, I look at part 2 of the project. Thanks for watching.